Allow yourself a moment to arrive on your mat, your chair, your bed, your sofa, wherever you are today. And notice. Notice how you feel. And if you would like to take a hand to heart and a hand to belly to support you to tune in, then please do. It's not required, it's an invitation. Notice your breath. Notice where your natural breath is, because there the wisdom of the body is telling us things through our breath. When our breath is really rapid and shallow, the body's telling us that something's not right, that we might be anxious, we might be worried, we might be in more pain than normal. And when it's deeper and slower, the body might be saying, it's okay. Tune into how your body feels today without judgment. It's easy to say that without judgment. How many of us in this group or watching this recording not again, or why do I have to feel like this, or when is it going to get better? We do that with a bit of an automatic response, and perhaps sometimes we need to stop, step back. This is how it is today. This is like the sky. It is not permanent. This might be a dark cloud here, but there is sunshine over there. But notice in your body where you might need any extra support, any extra love, any extra compassion. Then come to lying down, or if you're in a chair, rest back fully supported in your chair. If you have a pillow under your head, make sure it's only a thin one. You don't want your neck to be put at an angle. You can also use a folded blanket. Oh, that hurts. Okay. Rest down. And notice how your body rests onto the mat or in your chair. Notice the points of contact with whatever's supporting you. That support is there, holding you up, allowing you to be here, letting you be in this place. And you might bend both knees if you're lying down and place them flat on the floor and lift your hips and allow your spine to sink back down to the ground. If you're in a chair, you might wiggle a little from side to side, seeing where your spine would like to settle. And then bring your knees into your chest, or have a little rock if you're sitting. A little rock side to side. Perhaps take some hip circles here. So hands on knees and circle. It doesn't have to be big, it can be small. And don't ever go for the end range of movement. If it feels like the end range of movement, come back and tune into those subtle sensations. We'll take a reclined pigeon or a seated pigeon if you're sitting. So if you're lying down, one foot flat, the other ankle to knee. If you're sitting in a chair, you might want one foot flat and your other ankle to ankle, or a bit higher up or to the side, depending on where feels good. Same if you're lying down. And you're encouraging that right thigh away. So find where it feels good. And should you want to deepen that stretch, lift the other foot so that you deepen the stretch through the hip. But again, we're not looking for the end range of the movement. And you might keep it dynamic and soft so it moves a little. If you're sitting in a chair, you can also do this by putting a block under the resting foot. or a footstool so that you lift the leg a little bit. And then swap sides, foot flat, ankle to ankle or ankle to thigh. Lift again, and maybe keep it moving, keep it gentle, keep it dynamic. And then take both feet flat and let the knees move a little side to side like windscreen wipers. And notice where you feel that in your body, because it's not just in your legs and feet. Your feet might be moving on the ground, but there's a movement right up your legs, through your knees, through your hips, and secondary movements in your spine. We're going to have a twist here. So if you're lying down, knees into your chest, and allow them to drop over to one side. Now you can stay there, or you can take this top hand and take it in a circle. Now how far you go back depends on you and what your body would like today. If you are seated, swish your knees to one side and allow your body to turn to the other. But lying down, let this hand move as though you're in a little rowing boat and your fingertips are going through the water. Slow. And when your arm comes out to like a T, you can stay with your shoulder off the mat and in the air, or you can sink your shoulder down to the mat. See what feels good for you today. Your gaze can follow your hand. And then lift that hand that's been going through the water and let it continue its journey all the way round above your head, back down again, till it comes back to where it began. And we're going to take it back in the opposite direction. Now this twist comes from your thoracic spine. Your lumbar spine isn't very good at twisting. Your thoracic spine is what you will feel it through here. So be gentle if your thoracic spine is sore. Pause again at that T position if you choose. And then let it continue round. And I know we've said before, but doing that twist lying down is very good if you've got any spine problems, because your spine isn't weight bearing. Push back to centre. Have a little rock side to side. And take the knees to the opposite side. Again, let that upper hand lift and follow in a circle, trailing through water. Pause when it's ready. Notice where you feel the stretches there. See if you can visualize the twist through the spine. Each little thoracic vertebra shifting a little, so the knock-on effect is quite big. The cumulative effect. And then let that hand carry on all the way round to the start, and then reverse direction. Pause again. And down through the bottom and back to where we began. Push back to centre. Knees to chest. Have a little roll side to side. And either rock and roll up to seated, or like me today, you might gently push onto one side and come up. Coming back to seated. You don't have to sit like me. I sit like this because it's comfortable. Let your legs, let the wisdom in your legs guide you to the position that's right for you. We're going to have some angel arms. And somebody referred to arms being moved with the breath as angel arms this week, and I thought it was a lovely description. So as you inhale, perhaps you can visualize the breath coming into your body through your nose or mouth, filling the sinus cavities, down your throat, into your lungs, and extending out through your arms and lifting your arms. So inhale, let that breath move your arms. Take them as high as you wish. And exhale, let them come down. You move at your speed. And imagine if we had a funny light pattern and did a slow motion thing and your arms had a trail of light with them. Inhale up. Exhale down. Notice how you lengthen through the spine when you do this as well. The whole body lengthens. One more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Pause and notice. Checking in with the body. What's it telling you? We'll take a side bend. So I'll mirror now. Right hand down to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale over. And keeping the hips steady. The movement is in the upper spine. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Opposite side. Inhale up. And over. Up. And back. And then flow. However feels good for you. Being aware. If you're getting any extra messages, don't do that. Or make that a little gentler. Let your body be your guide. And wintering and hibernation is good. Come to rest, come to pause and tune into how you feel and notice. Wintering allows us to reflect, allows us to come inward. We can still have gentle movement with wintering. We'll have a little twist here. So inhale, take both arms up. I'll mirror. So exhale, left hand to right knee. Right hand can go just next to you or further behind. See where your body would like it today. Inhale, arms back up. Exhale, hand to knee, hand behind. And then flow. How you need to flow today. One more each side. Then come to center, arms up, and let those angel arms settle. Pause. Notice how you feel. And I will meet you in tabletop, hands and knees, unless you're seated and you're staying seated, in which case I'll see you with your hands on your knees. I have to do it slowly. Okay. Remember, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. Cat-cow, and you can do this if you're seated as well. Tilting the pelvis, pushing the belly forward, or if you're on hands and knees, dropping the belly, lifting through the chest. Tilt the pelvis round through the spine, chin to chest. Carry on hands and knees. I'll just show you seated. Tilt the pelvis, belly forward, lift through the chest. Tilt round through the spine, chin to chest. And again, visualizing that movement in your spine as you feel it in your body. And then come back to a neutral position, and we're going to push back into child's pose. So gently let your hips go back. You might want to cushion under them. Let them go back to your heels. If you're seated, push back into the chair and let your body fold forward, because you have a forward fold here. If you're on your mat, you might want to take the knees wider, but if you prefer, keep them narrow and sink your body to the ground. If this is not comfortable for you today, and say you're sitting in bed, then you can bend your knees and move your body towards your bent legs. Let me just show you. So if you bend your knees and you have your body move towards, you're still getting that strong flexion, and you can cuddle your knees in. And then you can rise up to tabletop and then round down and back to child's pose. Up to tabletop. Down to child's pose. Come back to tabletop. We're going to come up to standing, unless you want to stay seated or lying down. But for those of us that are coming up to standing, you might either meet me there or come through a downward facing dog. So if you're coming through a downward facing dog, take your hands a little in front, tuck the toes, hover the knees, send the sit bones back and up into your downward dog, and then walk your toes to your hands and your hands to your toes, coming into a forward fold. Then generously bend the knees, lengthen through the spine, and rise up into an extended mountain. And let yourself come to the centre of the mat. I'll move this out of the way. It's nicer to lie on. And come into your mountain. Pause. Notice how you feel. Maybe have a swing. See what your body's asking you to do. Have a little sway, a swing, side to side. Anything that your body would like. And then come to rest. We're going to take some angel arms here as well and let the body and the breath move your arms. So inhale, arms up. Exhale down. You might even come onto your tiptoes. Careful if you're wobbly, dizzy. Inhale up. The advantage of a roof I can touch. Exhale down. One more. Inhale up. Exhale down. And some of you did this with me a few days ago, but we're going to come first into inner pose. So in your mountain, choose how wide you want your feet. You might want them about hip width for comfort. Bringing the hands either to heart center in prayer or hand over hand, both on heart. And allowing the reflection inwards, listening to the body. Noticing how you feel today. Noticing what your body's telling you. And reflecting on your sky, your journey, whatever you need to reflect on. And then stepping the feet out a bit wider. And we're coming into being seen. So soften the knees, take the hands out to the side, and we're going to reach out and be seen. Outer. Inner, we can leave the feet where they are, but we can bring the hands in. Maybe head down, from inwards, from introspection, from internal sensation to soften the knees and reach out. Be seen and take up space. Come back in. Soften the knees. Check how that feels in your body. If it feels vulnerable, make it smaller. Make it smaller. Soften the knees, reach out a little, just a little. See where you would like to reach today. It may be just here. It may be a little reach and back in. A slightly bigger reach and back in. Or you might want to reach out and be seen. come back in and hibernate. You have full permission from yourself to do what's right for you. And then let that go. Have a little shimmy. Have a little shake. Shimmies and shakes are mandatory, by the way. They're not really, nothing's mandatory, but they're fun. We're going to sense into our warrior because it feels like a good day to remind our own bodies of the inner strength and his inner wisdom. So I'm going to do seated as well as standing, your choice for you. Feet out. I'll mirror, so turn the right toes out towards the imaginary or real short edge of the mat. Left toes come in a little or heel kicks out. Hips are forward. Take a hug. Always take a hug. Take a hug and tune into that self-kindness. Give yourself a little bit of extra self-compassion, self-love. Before sweeping the arms out, bending into that knee, arms coming to shoulder height, coming into our warrior two and the strength within us. Make sure your knee doesn't go in or out. It's just over your ankle or a bit further back is fine. Come back to your hug. Squeeze. You can do the same seated. You could have one leg out, but you don't have to. From your hug, sweep out into your warrior two, feeling again into that inner strength. One more hug. You might sometimes feel like that strength isn't there, but it is there. We're just not tuning into it. So reach out those arms and remember that inner strength. We're going to have a reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. So shift a little, drop the palm, flip the front palm, so the palm's upwards, and reverse, sliding this hand gently down the back leg. Only going as far as is right for you. And come back to your warrior two. Shift, drop, turn and reverse. Feeling into the peace, the peacefulness of this warrior. And come back. One more. Shift, drop, turn and reverse. Sinking into that. There's a strength here too. There is a strength in being peaceful. There is a strength in being silent. There is strength in wintering. And come back to your warrior two. Now we're going to go into an extended side ankle. You might want to straighten your leg first and have a little wiggle. Then come back. Shift a bit further. Lower arm to thigh and reach this upper arm across. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's more important that it looks how I look so that you know the intention of the pose. You find where's right for you. Feel that side stretch opening up through your thoracic ribs again. And as we come back up, keep that knee bent. Engage your core. So suck your tummy in so that you have strength surrounding your spine. And rise back up. Whoo, and let that go. You might feel that if you had your legs out. Come back to mountain. Come back to your version of inner pose. What is your body telling you? And remember, any pose that doesn't feel right for you to physically do, you can always visualize. There's a huge amount of research about visualizing that's positive. And step out to your outer, your being seen, your taking up space. Does it feel stronger after tapping into your inner warrior, your inner strength? And back, inward, introspection, considering your sky. One more outer, being seen, taking up space as much as you wish. And we'll take our warrior to the other side. So toes point to the short edge, heel kicks out, hips are forward. Take a hug. I can see in the Zoom room there are hugs ahead of me. Always take a hug and always get ahead of me with the hugs. Hugs are probably the most important pose that we do. Sweep out, bend the knee. Find your inner warrior, your inner strength. Come back to your hug. If you're having a day that doesn't feel so good, spend the whole of a practice in a hug. See how that feels. Come on out into your warrior. One more hug. Give an extra squeeze. And your warrior. We're going to reverse. So shift a little. Drop. Turn and reach. Feeling into the opening of the ribs here. And come back to your warrior two. Shift, drop, turn and reverse. And come back. Warrior two, last one. Shift, drop, turn and reverse. Letting that arm slide down your leg if you're standing, feeling those ribs spiral open. And come back. Extended side angle, so we're going to shift over. Forearm to thigh and reach that upper arm. Sense into that line of energy from your fingertips to your foot. And then pull in the tummy so you're protecting your spine. Strong legs and rise up. Whew. Hand to heart, hand to belly, or take a hug. Notice how you feel. And breathe. We're going to take a tree. We regularly take a tree, but that's okay. It's good, even if your balance isn't very good, to practice balancing. You can hold on to a chair. You can lean against a wall. You can hold on to a ceiling. Choose a foot. Shift the weight. Turn that hip so you've got a bit of external rotation. Bring heel to ankle. That may be your tree today. Or take your foot higher, not to the knee, but to the lower leg. Or higher still. And you're pushing your leg into your foot and your foot into your leg. Now here, perhaps you can find an inner tree with reflection, introspection, noticing how you are on the inside. Or grow your branches out and expand and be seen. Have lights on your tree. Be twinkling. You can do this from seated, from bed. You can abandon the legs and stretch your arms out again if you wish. feel into your tree. Inner and outer. And let go. And pause and notice. Notice your legs. If you're standing doing that, notice the messages coming from your legs and how they are different. One leg compared to the other. And swap sides. Shift the weight. Find that external rotation. Heel to ankle. Take the foot higher should you choose, not the knee, but on the lower leg, or higher. And wobbly trees are okay. Trees have to wobble. It's part of their strength. Inner. Or grow your branches and be out. This tree of mine has to come down. I'm listening to the wisdom of my body and it's telling me I'm going to fall over. Inner. Introspection. Evaluation. Awareness. And outer. Bright and twinkling. And wobbling. And let it go. Pause and notice. Have a little movement side to side. Notice how you feel. And an invitation to come to a supported butterfly. So you might want to do this seated, but you might want to do this lying down. So if you're already lying down, you're ahead of the game. So you might have cushions behind you. You can have blocks or blankets. Oops. Reindeer casualty. A cushion to go under each leg. So I've got one cushion to go behind my back and one on either side. And come to seated. And with this cushion, I've got an extra cushion under it, so it's on a bit of a slope. So get your pillows or cushions, however is most comfortable to you, and roll down onto the bolsters or whatever you've got. Oh, I woke in the night and remembered that there was an alarm going to go off, and I forgot. So roll down. Minding the sacrum, that's it. And take the soles of the feet together. If you're seated, it's okay. You can rest back in your seat. Still take the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to drop to where is comfortable, but use your cushions for them to rest on. So you can choose as well if your feet are further away or close by your body. Find where feels most nourishing. We're not looking for maximum stretch. We're looking for support and nourishment and care. So if you don't feel supported right now, change the pose. You might want to pull a blanket over you, and you might remember that this is also open pose because we open our chest, we open our heart, we open our ribs, we open our hips. And that can feel quite vulnerable. But if we're supported and covered, we can make sure we know we're safe. With your arms, you may wish to rest them out to the side and palms up. If you're anxious, turn the palms down. Feel into the ground. And allow yourself here to reflect, to rest, and tune into whatever your body is telling you. And instead of going through multiple poses at this point, we're going to stay here. If this is not comfortable for you, perhaps you could move into a supported Shavasana and take the cushions under your knees, or move into your chair where you are most supported and most rested. So listen to your body and notice what it needs. And in this position, I'm going to guide you through a meditation. If you prefer to change or shift, then please do. I'm going to come and sit back over there, but I'd like you to have maximum relaxation. So it may be that you move to a sofa. It may be that you move to a bed. It may be that you move to a different space. So take any wiggles and jiggles you need. So you can be resting as much as you can. Reflecting on your journey. Reflecting on your sky. Reflecting on the experiences that have brought you here today. In this year, in this month, in this day, in this space. And reminding yourself of the wisdom of the body. Noticing how you feel and taking any movements you need. Perhaps you'll keep your eyes open, or perhaps you'll let them gently close. Remembering if at any time you feel anxious, to open your eyes, look around the room, see the familiar objects around you, or feel into your fingertips, feel into your feet, anything that is more grounding, more reassuring. And then take your awareness to your breath again. Visualizing and imagining the breath coming into the body, filling the body, and you as a body breathing into this space, the space around you, in this place, around this world and beyond this world, out to the farthest star. Perhaps you can imagine the breath being the wisdom of the body, from within you, surrounding you, and extending outwards. Take your awareness through your body, to your head and face, sensing into the smile in your own eyes, the softness of your cheeks, the senses of your lips and mouth. Sensing the wisdom of your face and head, and breathing into that space and the space around you in this place, extending out around this world and beyond the furthest star. Shifting your awareness through your neck and into your shoulders, and the wisdom that develops and rests within your shoulders, carrying the weights of the world. Your shoulders know what you carry. Your shoulders feel it. You are your shoulders. And breathing into the space around your shoulders, around you, in this place, extending out around this world, and beyond the furthest star. Sensing into your arms, your upper arms and your lower arms, and each hand. Feeling each hand from the inside out, and each finger and each thumb. Your hands that carry, your hands that give and receive. The experiences that your hands have brought you and the wisdom that's developed here, resting within your hands, within your arms. Breathing into your hands, your arms, your fingers and each thumb. And breathing into the space around them. The space around you. In this place. Extending out. Around this world and beyond the furthest star. Letting your awareness move into your chest. The breath within. Your heart. Where love is stored. Love for all. Love for everything. Love for people. Love for places. Love for animals. Reflecting on the love in your journey. The experiences which have brought you here. The wisdom which has developed and rests here in the body from love. And breathing into this space. And the space around your chest. In this place. Extending out. Around this world and beyond the furthest star. Letting your awareness shift into your belly and pelvis. Emotions rest here. Emotions are stored. Emotions are worked through. Reflecting on your journey. Experiences that have brought you here. And the wisdom which is developed and rests within the body here, even though sometimes we resist it. Breathe into the belly and pelvis. Breathe into this space. And the space around you. And in this place, extending out around this world and beyond the furthest star. Letting your awareness move through the hips and into the legs, the length and the strength of the legs. down into your feet and each toe. The feet and legs that carry you through life, that let you move through your day, let you move forward, backwards and onwards, reflecting here on your journey, the experiences which have brought you here, and the wisdom which has developed and rests within your legs, within your feet, within each toe. And breathing into your legs and feet, breathing into this space, the space around you, and in this place, and extending out around this world and beyond the furthest star. Sensing into the whole body here, the whole body as it rests here. The whole body. Reflecting on your journey. The experiences which have brought you here and the wisdom which has developed and rests within the whole body. Breathing into this space, the space of the whole body. And around you, around the whole body. And in this place, extending out around this world, out beyond the furthest star. Resting here for the next couple of minutes. If your attention wanders, gently bring your mind back to the breath. reflecting your journey, all the experiences which brought you here, sensing the wisdom resting in the body, breathing into space, the space around you, in this place, extending out around this world and beyond the furthest star. As we reach the end of this practice, perhaps you can take a sense of this wisdom, this journey into your day. You may wish to thank yourself for taking this time and for carrying you through this journey. Take any movements you need. A stretch. A deepening of the breath. Anything that your body needs. From here, you can stay here as long as you need. Some of you may need to leave, which is fine. And for those watching the recording, this is where it will end, because we're moving into our creative practice. The music playlist will be next on the dashboard. For those in the Zoom room, do anything that your body needs right now. It may be that you need to go and get a fresh drink, take a comfort break. I'm going to start sharing the music and allow us the space for our creative practice to begin.